very favorite character in The Wizard of Oz, so I'm super excited to be doing this makeup look. I'm really excited to be part of a collab that a bunch of us are doing that are part of the Beauty and the Vlog Facebook page. If you haven't checked out Beauty and the Vlog, make sure that you do. It's a fantastic group. Erica does a wonderful job of podcasts about all different types of YouTubers and influencers and people in the industry, and you can learn tons about them. And even if you don't have a YouTube channel or even care about any of that part, it's just interesting to hear their interviews. So make sure to go check her out. All the links are below. And I'll also have links to the other people that are participating in this collab. I think it's going to be a lot of fun right now in time for Halloween. When I'm all through showing you how I did my hair and got this makeup look, I'm going to go ahead and show you our haunted house. And I'll put a time marker in too if you want to skip through any of the makeup and just get to the haunted house part of the video. So let's get going. I went for Glinda the Good Witch because I had this costume and love it, and I've never done a really fun makeup look with it. And I just recently got these Danessa Myricks metals that you can see kind of all over my face, and really wanted to try them out. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, keep watching. We're going to start with showing you how I got these curls in my hair, because my hair is stick straight. If I put hot rollers in, this would have been out really quickly. I mean, it wouldn't have lasted through this whole video. Seriously, my hair's not straight. The other thing I can do is obviously I use a curling wand, but I have this other really cool gadget that I use to curl my hair sometimes that I've had for years, and this will last for several days. So I'll go ahead and show you how I did that. Start out, I have to do my hair. I want those curls that Glinda the Good Witch had, and I can only keep those in my hair if I use this, the Babyliss Mirror Curl, really cool kind of curling device, or sleep in little pink sponge rollers all night, and I don't really feel like having a lumpy head all night, so let me show you how this works. So to start out, I brush out my hair, make sure it's really smooth. Now I'm going to go ahead and start out by putting a little bit of this in. It's the Curl Prep, and it's a spray that's a leave-in detangler and porosity equalizer. So I'll just like put some of this in my hair. Next, I'm going to use this, the Curl Foundation. So this is supposed to add smoothness and shine and prevent frizz. I don't really get frizz, but I'm just going to put a little blob of it. It's just kind of like a white cream like this. Just, you know, can't hurt to have a little extra shine. So I'll just work that through kind of the ponytail portion of my hair. I don't really like the smell of that last step, but I thought I'd try it because, you know, I just got it and thought it might make this process even better than it usually is. Then I wait for it to beep quickly, so it's cooking. And then I release. And there I have a curl. And I just have to do this about a million more times. So if I put too much hair, it gets stuck and it lets me release. The key is working in really small sections. Now I'm just going to spray the entire thing with hairspray. This is my favorite, the Kenra Volume 25, which I've dented. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I have the curls going forward. You can, I did one just for the fun of it. Let's see. It's this one. This one is going back. There's a switch on this where you can turn it to go just alternating, you know, left, right. It'll just do it automatically, or have it all going, you know, back and all going forward. So you can switch it as you switch sides, but I just want to show you so you can see that they're all going in the same direction, or you could totally make it random if you want. All right, so now let's go ahead. I'm going to use this very wide tooth comb and just kind of gently go through it, or you can just do your fingers. I usually just like to do a little bit with this thing because it just kind of helps me get through it a bit. I don't want it to be really a tight curl. I want more of a wavy, curly look. I'm just being messy with how I do this because I'm putting a crown on top of my head. This is my favorite shine spray. It's Glimmer Shine by Moroccanoil. Now let's get to makeup. So I'll zoom you a little closer and we'll start with the eyes. Let's get this hair out of the way. My stylish accessories. We'll start with this Urban Decay primer. I always use primer because it really makes such a difference with how long my eyeshadow lasts and how it goes on. I feel like I get a lot more pigment out of the shadows if I just go ahead and put a primer on first. Don't mind that I have a little bit of mascara left on from this morning. I just threw some mascara on and some tinted moisturizer to go outside, but I washed all that off, but I figured, you know, I'm throwing false lashes on anyway and these won't get in the way. We'll start out with Fringe from this Kat Von D palette. I'm just going to put this matte color kind of up here because I don't like a lot of shimmer and shine under my brow bone, and it's very similar to the color of my skin. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that there as a little bit of a, I don't know, kind of base almost for the rest of the colors. I'm using a color switch when I'm using the same brush, just so you don't think I'm dipping right in with the same one. I'm going to use the Stardust palette, and I'm going to use this color here, and it is Millennial. I'm just going to go ahead and again, just put a little bit here as a transition color. I really like this big SM brush. It makes very quick work when I'm just trying to get a broad area. I'm gonna go in here with Pink Pearl. And now Cotton Candy here from the Bon Bons palette by Too Faced. Now I'm going to go in with Totally Fetch. This is my favorite Trish McEvoy brush. I just love this brush. Now from the Makeup Forever Artist Shadow palette, I'm going to use this color here, ME700. The next pink I'm going to use is from the Editorial Palette 8 from Viseart, and it's this one I'm going to use. Now I want to deepen things up a bit, so I'm going to go in with Stone from the MetalMatte palette by Kat Von D, just to add a little bit more depth here before we start adding all of the fun sparkly stuff. Now I'm going to use a combination here of Silk and Ribbon, the kind of purplier ones. Just dot it into both of those. I'm just going to kind of a little bit more. $50 shades of pink and purple, right? Next I'm going to use a CD and I'm going to use from Danessa Myricks. I'm going to be using some of her pigments, and I'm going to be mixing them up with this bionic gel activator that makes them into like a liquid metal, and we're going to be putting that onto my eyes. So I'm going to start out with a, let's see, what should I start with? I'll start with a lighter color here, this really pretty opalescent color. Then I'm going to add a blob of this. Rolled right off of there. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix it up with my brush here. I need to add a little bit more. So this is what it looks like here. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some of this to my lid. Let that dry a little bit. So there's one eye. Now I'll mix up this color. I guess I should have watched a tutorial on the best way to do this before I tried it, but nothing like learning by just trying it out. I think I like it on the whole outside part of the lid. Kind of two-tone this puppy. Ombre it out. Ooh, that is so fun. Going with the lighter color again. So that really pops there. I think I'm going to use the hot pink here from Viseart and just go under my eye like this. Take it about halfway. Then I want a little deeper, so I'm going to go in with Ribbon from the MetalMatte palette from Kat Von D. And just hit my outer part here. I may adjust this later, depending what happens with my liner. And then I think I need to bring the sparkle underneath. But I think I'm going to wait until I've got my foundation on to do that part, because I don't want to ruin it by putting my foundation on and then getting some in it. So maybe I'll just do that afterwards. I've only used this a couple times before, and I never tried to layer the two colors before. So I'm kind of learning as I go along. And this one has more like chunks of glitter on it, so it's a little different to work with than the lighter colored one. See, do I look even? I think I look even. Just put a touch more of the light right here. I've been loving this little tiny Wayne Goss brush for my liner. I'm using, where'd it go? So I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Tight Liner. This is an ebony, and I just mix a little water and then I put it in here and I'll go underneath to tight line my eyes. So let me just do that. I've got a little custard cup of water here, so I can go ahead and get under here. Really work that in. I've got a different mirror. I'm no longer dragging my big plug-in one in here when I do this, because I don't really need the light, because the lights I use in here for the video are kind of enough. So I'll show you, it's just this rectangular one that works really nicely. So I'll just go ahead and, now I tend to have to pull my eye a little bit when I do this part, because of my hooded eye, I just have trouble getting in there otherwise. And because of my hooded eye, my wings don't usually turn out that great, but that's about the best I can do. But I'm gonna put false lashes on, and then that always makes my eye look longer, a little more cat-like. I'm going to try some ginormous lashes today, not my normal, more subtle look. Because I am Glinda the Good Witch. So much fun. Now I need to bring my sparkle a little further down. Let me do that. Just clean out that brush a little bit. This is actually a good experiment to see how long these stay liquid on my little CD. Let's add a little bit more mascara here. I know I had a little tiny bit on already, but again, like I said, I'm gonna use false lashes, so we'll just not worry too much about the mascara that's going on. I think my inner corner needs a little bit more though. Let me just dot that in here. Oh yeah, that makes a huge difference. Look at that, you guys. I love this stuff. It's incredible. Yay to Nessa Myrex. They're awesome. Now that I have the lashes on, I'm just going to go ahead and add a tiny bit more of the hot pink color from the Bon Bon palette, the Totally Fetch. I just feel like right up here, I just want a little tiny bit more pink going on. And then we will move on to the face, and we'll finish up under my eyes after my rest of my face is done. So I'm going to start out color correcting with this Bobbi Brown corrector, and it's the Extra Light Peach Bisque. And it looks like, bisque. I can open it. Oops, forgot that I wanted to put this Becca backlight priming filter on it because it's a bit illuminizing and because I want to look, whoops, like a fairy princess. Whoa. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of that on. Now let that sit for just a minute. Now I'm going to use Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is in Natural Beige. I'm just gonna go ahead and dot some on, and then we will beauty blend it out. I'm going to go in with the Bye Bye Under Eye. This is the Illumination. I just got this little sample and I like it. I like all the Bye Bye Under Eyes, so it's really fun to have this new one to try out. So I just went with the tiniest blob here under my eyes. I'm going to start with my fingers. Might end up just ending with my fingers. Let's see. Use so very little. Stuff lasts forever. And it stays on your face really well. One time took out too much and it kind of put all over my face and ended up being like foundation that day. It was kind of funny. It actually worked. All right, I think everything looks pretty good. Now I'm using this Laura Mercier Undercover Pot. It's got the Secret Camouflage on top. I've got the regular one actually. I brought it. I thought I was going to use it, but I kind of forgot about it. Sorry, it's kind of dirty. But you know, it's this one. Oh my gosh, wow. Okay, so I like broke the top off, but that's what it looks like inside. So you can mix your own colors here because you've got a dark and a light. So that's what was on the top part of this. And then when you open it up, you can purchase this separately too. It's just a really nice under eye powder that just really helps you set your makeup. So let me find my brush for that. Here it is. I'll just kind of dot in here. And then use that to set my under eye. I don't really bake. I mean, I put quite a bit of this on, but I don't technically bake. It's just more so that liner and things don't run. I've got a little crease right here under my eye, and it's really easy for things to get stuck in that little crease. So I try to set things like that. I'm going to use this Lancome Les Duo in Buff, and I really like the darker little contour that they have here. It's just a little, crayon. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this here, a little bit of this under my chinny chin. A little bit here, a little bit here, although my hair covers it, I just feel like I need to be even. And then we will just go ahead and beauty blend this in a little. Not going too low with it, I don't want to look haggard and tired and older. The other end of this is a highlight. Let me just show that to you. So it's the other end of it. So, if I wanted to go ahead and highlight already, but I'm not ready for that yet. So now we'll go ahead and do some blush. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably just kind of swirl into this one to start. It's a very pretty light pink color. Get a little bit more of that. Let me just pin this back a little better. I'm going to go into the darker pink by Makeup Geek. Wait, do they have the names on these? Let me see. Oh yes, so this one is Head Over Heels. by Makeup Geek. That was the lighter one. And then this darker one is called Hanky Panky. So let me show you that. This one is Hanky Panky. So I'm putting on a lot more blush than I usually would because this is Halloween. I want it to look fun. So now I'm going to go ahead and set this. I am using Your Minerals Sweden, and I really like this. This is called Transparent Veil. I received it in, I think, a BoxyCharm or a Glossy Box, and I just really like the texture of it. It's a very, very nice translucent powder. So I'll go ahead and just use this brush for that. I got this at the makeup show. It's by Makeup Forever, and it's super soft and nice. Let's go a little crazy with this here. I really want to make sure I've got a nice set to it all. Maybe a little bit more. Not quite even. I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow. And I'm going to go ahead and just use a little tiny bit of the bronzer here. And I'm going to go ahead and use, I think I'm going to use this brush because I just want to have a little bit more control of where I'm putting it. Just bronze a tiny bit around here. I'm going to use this little brush and I'm just going to contour my nose just a tiny bit with this. Because this actually does work well as a contour. I didn't drag any of my contour palettes in here, but I just thought this might be kind of nice. And I also want to show you that this one really does work well as contour, not just bronzer. It's very matte and it's not orange or anything at all, so you can get away with this one. There's that. Now, for my nose, I'm just going to use a little bit of the highlight here and just kind of go down very slightly, straighten my nose a little more. Now we need some highlight. I have this set by Jouer. This was the mermaid set. Let me just show you guys the different highlights here. So there's all different kinds, and I'm going to, of course, use this one here. This is called Crystal. So I'll probably do Crystal and Seashell. I'm just going to go ahead and, it's a cream, so I'm just going to dot that on. So it looks nice and highlighty. Staying away from my eyes because otherwise I will look really weird. The cream highlights just, I don't know, they don't work so well on me usually. I mean, they do, but if they get close into my eye area at all, I have to stay right on the cheekbone. I mean, it shouldn't be under your eye anyhow, but you just have to be careful not to, especially as you get older, not to bring it too close to the eye ever. Put a little bit of the dot of this on my nose too. There we go. And a little tiny bit on the Cupid's bow. I don't like a lot there because otherwise I look sweaty. There. Now I'm going to top that with a powder though. I'm going to use my favorite by MAC. This is Lightscapade. I'm going to use this guy for that. Now let's go ahead and add some more of this to my eye underneath. Let's see. Make a little bit more of the pink. Taking a clean brush now. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this and put some sparkles onto my face. Just random little dots. So it looks like I've been hit by fairy dust. Just kind of following my highlight area. I'm having way too much fun doing this. I think Halloween should be like every month. And you know, I'm not being really perfect with this, you guys. This fairy needs lips. I'm using this Jouer liquid lipstick, and this is in Fairy. How perfect, right? And I'll put that on. Because it totally matches my dress. And while we wait for that to dry, I'll do my eyebrows. Then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this powder onto my lips. All right, so now there's the final look. Let's get going. give a shout out to my friend Lisa, who made this for me about a zillion years ago when I wanted to be Glinda the Good Witch. So she's the one who's responsible for this wonderful, wonderful costume. I was just slave labor, hot gluing on like little pieces and stuff because I can sew, but back when we made this, I didn't know how to sew. So this is all Lisa, this awesome costume. Hope you have enjoyed watching this. If you have any questions, do feel free to ask below. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day or evening wherever you are.